Welcome back to iHeart Crypto, where I take you through my crypto journey throughout the next maybe 4 years. So, let's take a look at what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin here on the 1 hour, and it is coming out at 41,986. Let's take a look at it on the 15 minute. Oh, this is the 1 day. Taking a look at it on the 15 minute, we kind of came down quite a bit, had a bit of a bounce, and now it kind of looks like we're rolling back over. This looks bearish. It looks very bearish. As you remember, our thesis was that we were going to bounce from here, come up and test that line, which we didn't quite get up to, and then keep coming back down to about, let's see, till about right here, 39,006. So, you know, the title of the video is FOMOing into ADA and COTI. So let's just take a look at them right away. So here is COTI, and let's take a look at COTI on the daily. COTI on the daily yesterday had a massive green candle that was about 13%. And as soon as it got up there, I FOMO'd in about $850 here. I put it along in at 100 because I couldn't help myself, and then I just was thinking about the entire Cardano ecosystem, how all the news is breaking up, and I just couldn't help myself but FOMO, because I know how bullish these things can be even when Bitcoin was going down. So like yesterday, Bitcoin was going down, but all of these were pumping. So I've seen that happen with Solana, I've seen that happen with AVAX, I've seen that happen with Luna, and my thesis is that it's going to be happening with ADA. Even though Bitcoin could be going down, these could be going up. However, if we take a look at COTI on the 15 minute, all right, this yellow line is where I bought, and we are sitting right at it right now. So, I mean, how far can this thing come down? I mean, if we were to throw the fibs on here, all right, and we would go from the top to the bottom, it looks like we're hitting that golden pocket zone right now. So we could be getting a bounce off the golden pocket right here. And if we were to look at ADA, which I also FOMO'd into, let's take a look at the fibs right here. Now the fibs are a little bit trickier on this because it's swing high to swing low. And if we took that swing high to swing low, it looks like it could be lining up about with that previous low there. So we could be coming down a little bit more to the golden pocket. Maybe another 3%. So that would be like where I would want my stop loss, to be honest with you. I suppose. But, you know, one of the things that you're not supposed to do is FOMO. You're not supposed to play with money you can't afford to lose. And, of course, on this channel, we are proponents for that. We were doing well, and of course the emotions take over, and here we are holding a bag. So let's just check and see how Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin, let's see if we're rolling over. I mean, we could kind of come back up here and bounce up. That would be great. Kind of make some room for my two alts here. But you know, we could be getting a bounce from COTI. We could be getting a bounce from ADA very, very soon. So we're hodling. We're hodling. So let's just take a look again at BTC and where we think this thing is going now. I mean, I still think that we're going to maybe, this is what we could be doing. We could be bottoming out right around here, coming back up, still test that trend line, and kind of making our way back down here. So maybe we can get some profits from COTI and ADA right there before we kind of sell off. I mean, the plan, you know, the plan shouldn't be to sell. The plan should be to be holding this through January, because there's another DEX coming to ADA at the end of January, according to my boy DJ Flexa, who's friends with me in the Jordan Cameron group. If you haven't seen Jordan Cameron, check him out. Subscribe to his channel. He's funny AF. Let's take a look at the overall market. So, Bitcoin coming in around 42,000. Cardano down 2% from yesterday, but up 30% in the past 7 days. Of course, that would be the time to get in. Solana is still taking a big hit, down to 137. And remember, we had a buy order for Solana at 137, and we actually deleted that because we think we can get Solana even lower. Avalanche coming in at $86. We had a buy order for Avalanche at 83. Again, we kind of think that's going to be coming a little bit lower. Here's the problem I have is that I have some of these coins, and for example, Solana, I want some more Solana, but I'm running out of chips. And one of the reasons for that is because, you know, I FOMOed into ADA and COTI. So, I mean, if I wanted to sell my ADA right now, I could. But I'd be selling at a loss. And it's very likely that we're going to bounce somewhere around here. Or we could be just making more room for the downside. I mean, one thing we know about Bitcoin is that Bitcoin likes to reclaim its wicks. And it looks like we have a nice little wick right here that we could be trying to reclaim. I mean, all day we could be dumping. And meanwhile, I should have been selling. I mean, these are the decisions that we have to make. And I may even make one on stream right now. I mean, I sold my ADA yesterday. I had like $200 worth of ADA yesterday, and I sold it, and then it went up. Of course, is that going to happen now? I mean, I guarantee you that if I sell this now, it's guaranteed to go up the rest of the day. Probably what's going to happen. You know, I want to sell it so bad because I don't like what's happening to it at the moment. I don't like where Bitcoin is. I don't like the fact that I think it's rolling over, but you know, it's something that we're going to keep an eye on stream. But let's see if we have anything up today. Looking pretty much red all across the board. Let's look at things that are up for the week. Dogecoin up 15% for the week. Of course, Cardano, we said. Uniswap, that was one that we're looking into. Looking strong for Uniswap. Phantom still going strong, although it's down 8%. FTX token. Harmony 1 up 21% for the week. Aave, our boy Aave, up 13% for the week. Aave looks strong on the bounce. When I was looking at Aave, if you look, let's look at the 8 hour. Well, let's look at the 4 hour. Aave came up. We wanted to buy it up here at 240, of course. Came back down to touch 221. And I mean, you're making higher lows here. That's the thing about Aave that I like. You're making higher lows. But of course, if Bitcoin takes the dump, like we think it's going to, Aave is going to come back down. ADA is dropping. COTI is dropping. These are hard to hold on to right now. These are very hard to be holding on to. I mean, look at how far they're dropping. I mean, the time to get in was yesterday, not today. And Bitcoin could have been making more room just for the downside. I mean, it could be catching itself here on the 13 EMA. Kind of catching itself on the 15 minute. On the 4 hour, we are below all of our EMAs. And that is not a good sign. That is not a good sign. I mean, if you think that you can get some better crypto at better prices, I mean, you might want to sell. I mean, here comes COTI. COTI's our biggest bag right now. Want to sell COTI so bad right now. You might experience this on stream. Now we are in the negatives for COTI. And let's see why. If Bitcoin is taking a duty, which it is. So we could sell our COTI and capitulate. And we could sell our ADA and we would be taking a loss. And we could eat the loss. But I mean, that's like 4% on like $1,500. So, you know, that's not what you want to be doing. I'm looking for a bounce here. Looking for some kind of bounce. It's just, I mean, we might be able to bounce off this 200 EMA on the 15 minute and kind of come back up. The thing is that the RSI here is oversold on the 15-minute. Stochastic is all the way at the bottom, and so is the MACD. That implies a bounce. On the 1 hour, we've come down quite a bit. We're crossing on the stochastic. Okay. On the 4 hour, we've definitely come down quite a bit. We're not exactly making any bullish divergence. It looks pretty normal. Maybe we just wait for the bounce. Maybe we're just waiting for the bounce. So this is what hodling is all about. I mean, if you're taking a look, let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index first of all. We're at a 24, coming up a little bit. That's not a good sign. We don't want to be, unless we're coming up. That what shows me is that the market's becoming more confident, where Bitcoin is becoming, less strong. Less strong. Here we come. Here we come. Here comes Bitcoin. Here comes Bitcoin. Do we capitulate now? Do we capitulate now is the question. If we think Bitcoin is coming down, right now Bitcoin is at 41,900. It could be coming back down to 40K today. 40K would be right around here. It just looks like a gnarly downtrend. It just looks terrible. And ADA is just, I've lost 7% on ADA already, which is a lot of money. It's a lot of money. Coti not bouncing like I need it to. Right now I'm going to be in the negatives for Coti. Negative 4%. Oof. But look at that. We might just be bouncing and making more room for the downside. When these things dump, they dump. Look at how much room on the 4 hour it has to go down. Oh my goodness. Are we going to sell this on stream? I think so. I think this is called a stop loss. This is called a stop loss. Would it be a shame to sell it right here? Why not wait for a bounce? Some type of bounce. We're below those EMAs now too on the 1 hour. We're not even tapping the ones that we missed on the 4 hour. But when you sell, you've lost. You've lost. We could be selling and waiting for the dips. Let's take a look at Solana. Solana, which would be another one that we were trying to get into. Always trying to scoop some more up. I'm taking away from Solana. I'm taking away money from some of these other alts that I wanted to get into, like Aave, like Dot, like Atom even, Phantom is one we're looking at, like Uniswap. Uniswap doing pretty well today, we want to get into Prism, that's a Solana coin. We need Solana for that, Spell token we're not really looking at anymore, but Axie is so undervalued. Pick up some Axie at $66, and meanwhile Coti is coming down all the way to Chinatown. Look at this. We are just dumping. But again, how do you sell when the RSI is down there like that? Although it has so much more room to run on the 1 hour. But it's almost bottoming out. So, look, now is not the time to sell. That's all I know. Now is not the time to sell. You might come back down here and tag the 55 EMA down here at about 37 cents. I bought Coti right here. I'm not much in a loss. If I sell, I will be in a loss because the fees are just crazy on Coinbase. Let's take a look at ADA. ADA having a little bit of a bounce. ADA should be bullish AF. But Bitcoin looks like it wants to come back down. Looks like we just made a little bit of room on the 1 hour. And it wants to come back down. It wants to fill this wick on the 4 hour. So, let's take a look at our heat map. Let's refresh it. Everything is down. ICP is up. Look at that. Uniswap is up. Otherwise, we have a sea of red. Dot looking like it could be a buy. Ooh, Matic is down quite a bit. Quant. Oh, I love my Quant. See, like, I would love to be picking up some Quant right now. Where's my Quant at? Quant is a project that's just going to kill it. Quant's not down that much. Oof, look at that chart. It's a gnarly looking chart. It's very gnarly. So, let's see. Coti's still making its way down. Coti's still falling. It's like trying to catch a falling knife. That's what they call this. I mean, Bitcoin could catch itself, come back up. Again, these are not the times you want to be selling. This is not the time when the RSI is way down here on the 15-minute. You can be looking for a bounce. If you really, really wanted to get out, you could be looking for a bounce. You could be looking for a bounce on these coins. You know, especially with the RSI so oversold. I mean, the RSI is a 26 right now on ADA. That's not where you sell. That's going to come back up a little bit. It's the guarantee. All right? This is going to come back up a little bit. It's a guarantee. So this is not where you sell. If as much as you want to sell, you got to control your emotions. You have to. You have to. And I do. I have all day to look at the charts. If I do want to get out, I can kind of wait for it to come back up, maybe tag in the EMA, and then sell right there. I don't think I'm gonna make any money back on ADA. I'm not gonna make anything back. ADA's ship has sailed. ADA's ship has sailed. Although it is Tuesday and the news comes out Thursday, so you know you might come down and get another little pump up. You know, do you hodl through these times? You know, could this be bullish the rest of the month? What are you gonna do? Try to buy back in lower? You know, like these are the questions you got to ask yourself. These are the things. And one thing Warren Buffett said is the first rule is just don't lose money. Just don't lose money. That's it. That's what you need to live by. So let's take a look. Am I losing money? The answer is undoubtedly yes. I mean, let's take a look. You know, 4 days ago, I had $3,300. Yesterday, I had $3,200. Now I have $3,100. So we are losing money at a rapid rate. At a rapid rate. And that is going to be even lower as we speak. Even lower as we speak. But again, if I do want to get out, I could possibly catch the bounce up and then get out. I mean, do we think Bitcoin is coming back down? That's the question. That's the question of the day. Is it going to be coming back down 41.5? Or are we going to have a little bounce up here and kind of come back up and try to get above this high at 42.5? Kind of come back up in this range. I mean, maybe. Or is it just going to heel over and come back down? I think that we get a little bit of a bounce here. I'm going to go with the fact that we get a little bit of a bounce and everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay, I promise. See, here we go on the 1 hour. We're getting that bounce on the 1 hour from Coti. Let's take a look at it on the 15-minute. Doesn't look great on the 15-minute. Does not look great. ADA looking absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. I mean, look, it's already down 8%. How do you sell here? You can't sell. You cannot sell. I mean, look at the 1 hour's almost bottomed out. Like, who cares? Why sell now? These are the retracements. I mean, in a market, it's like, oh, it's too low. I don't want to buy it. Oh, it's so nice. Let's buy it. Oh, sell it. Oh, it's back up. Buy it. Oh, down. Sell it. These end up being like your market. This is how they get you to get out of the market. So, you know, one of the things about this whole process and me even having this channel is to show you guys how this crypto thing works. And one of the way it works is to just hodl. Hodl through the dips. You can buy the dips too. Now here's the good news. Is even though we have lost some money, which we still have about 12% in cash. That is good. We deployed a lot of our cash yesterday through the FOMO, and that was not smart. Not smart at all. We would still be having, a little bit more money. It's hurting my stomach a little bit to be going through this. But let's talk about some good news. So the good news is we are harvesting some SLC right now. We got into this pool. As I showed you before, you can provide liquidity and start yield farming some of these coins for sick APY. And we were in the Ray Sol pool and we were getting 44%, but we were able to finally transfer over some Sol over here to our Phantom wallet. And now we are getting 472%, and the SLC token is actually killing it right now. All right. Ooh, it's getting a little bit of a dump too, but it's still up 15% on the day, and I bought some over here. And even if it does go lower or whatever, we're earning 72% interest on the money that we have in here. So we are almost up to a full SLC token. All right, we're getting there. We're 14% of the way there. And in that case, and that's in 8 hours. In 8 hours. So if you take it at that rate, 8 hours for 14%, then in about 2 days we're going to be having a full SLC. And every 2 days that starts to compound and compound, especially if the token starts going up. So we might be putting a little bit more money into here. Just something to be thinking about. Still looking for the bounce from ADA. Still looking for the bounce from COTI. Still looking for the bounce. ADA's just dumping. It's just dumping. Here's where you do not sell. You do not sell right here. You are guaranteed to get a bounce back up. If you do want to sell, you can sell up there. That would be fine if you want to get the bounce. COTI, same deal. You're going to get a bounce. And that would be nothing comes down in straight lines. It's going to bounce. And if that's the case, I can get out then. But by then, you kind of think it's going to go back up. So, here comes Bitcoin. Here comes Bitcoin. So if you think that Bitcoin is going to take a big dookie, you kind of want to sell. But these are the problems that you have when you FOMO in. I mean, could I sell half and kind of let the other half ride? Yeah, but then you're not making all your money back. Then you're really down. ADA almost 8% today. ADA almost 8% down. I had like $700 in ADA. But my big bag is here at COTI, and we're right at the purchase zone. But you lose about 8%. You get 8% in, 4% in, 4% out. So it's a terrible idea to be jumping in and out of coins. It's not what you want to be doing. That is not what you want to be doing. So, furthermore, we had this ADA staked over here. We got about $247 staked over here. But I was looking through the liquidity pool, and I did find a pairing Sol to USDT for 30%. That's not bad. And you get rewarded in Serum. Serum is currently trading at about $3, and the chart looks absolutely gnarly. Kind of a good place to be accumulating. I mean, you have these previous lows over here, and it is kind of backtesting that previous high over there. It's not a terrible price to be accumulating Serum at. Just saying. I mean, could this go lower? Could this go back down to $1? I mean, maybe. I mean, all your trading for Serum is right up here. Now, here's the problem I'm having with Serum, and here is maybe a reason why you don't want to be, why I don't want to be in this pool. So I found this tweet here from Hasaka. Whoa. Oh, 1 second. That's gonna keep going off. Okay. So I found this tweet from Hasaka, and basically what it looks like to me is what this guy kind of said. Said, I remember some big accounts shilling serum at $10 saying it was going to 20. Laugh my ass off. Don't want to tag. Bro, serum main utility is to be dumped by FTT whales, which get is as a reward, not to mention the many APYs in different protocols, plus can't be bought by USA investors. Now, they're not a big fan of serum. That's basically what they're saying. And they're kind of right. Because if you do look at this liquidity pool, if I'm getting rewarded in serum, I'm going to want to be dumping the serum token. So that kind of makes a lot of sense to me. Kind of makes a lot of sense to on why you wouldn't be. But the thing is that if you already have Solana, if you already have it, I can be making 30% more serum. That is a better reward than the 6% we were getting on Exodus. So we are going to be staking our soul here, and we're going to be putting some more money into SLC. Even though SLC is so high right now, it is so high, but I have a feeling that SLC is so high because of the 500 staking. And the problem is that eventually, just like Monkey Ball, let's take a look at Monkey Ball. Monkey Ball, you were able to stake. Monkey Ball went way up, came way down. I mean, you're looking at a correction from this top to this bottom as a 60% correction. You know, not something you want to have, you know, staked in. But one thing is that these are pairs. So, you know, I got $160 in here, but half of that is SLC. The other half is a stablecoin. So I'm earning 400% on a stablecoin. That's pretty good. And I'm earning it in SLC. Now, granted, if this thing depreciates, this is worth a lot less. But, you know, one of the things is you got to trust your process. You got to trust your process a little bit, and kind of hold it over the long term. Hold it over the long term. In that case, you know, who knows what this could be at in a month. You know, maybe it does dip. Maybe it goes back up. I mean, honestly, I would like to maybe leave that there and then just kind of go for the soul rewards, considering that is my long-term hold. You know, yield farm some soul. You know, but yield farming is my new favorite thing. It is absolutely my new favorite thing. Because why not earn rewards while I'm holding my bag? It makes no sense to not earn rewards. But it's risky because your assets could, I mean, look at this. This thing could correct 50%, and then I would lose half that money. You know, even though you're making 500% more SLC, you know, that's the thing I don't really get about it yet. So you're just taking that little journey for me. And then I got this article here. So Cardano hits 3-week high amid flurry of activity. The smart contracts platform Cardano ADA is up 8% in the last 24 hours as more projects go live on the network. The price of ADA, the native token, the native cryptocurrency of the Cardano blockchain, surged to a daily high of $1.56 on Monday, its highest point since December 27th, according to CoinGecko. An impressive 30% in the last week. Currently the industry's fifth most valuable network, the price action follows a flurry of activity around the blockchain, including the launch of Pavia, the first ever metaverse project on the Cardano ecosystem. The metaverse seeks to merge virtual, augmented, and physical realities into a unified environment offering a broad range of features such as gaming, social experiences, non-fungible tokens, trading, and many more. Some 100,000 plots of virtual land were issued on Pavia, each representing a unique NFT with individual coordinates. About 60% of these parcels were pre-sold throughout October and November 2021, with the remaining batch to go on sale in Q1 of 2022. Currently, the most expensive plot on Pavia listed on the Cardano NFT marketplace, CNFT, is being sold for $100,000 of ADA, which is about $150,000 at the current price. On Saturday, SundaySwap, a Cardano-based decentralized exchange, announced that its mainnet launch is scheduled for January 20th. According to the blog post, projects with the most will be allowed to create pools beginning Tuesday. So DeFi money is coming to ADA. So according to IOHK, this will allow Cardano to onboard first hundreds of thousands, then millions of new users, ranging from DeFi degens to citizens of developing nations. This is huge. The DEX is going to be huge, which is why I don't want to sell my ADA. But look at it. How do you not want to sell it right now? How do you not want to sell it? But look at, you don't sell at the bottoms. You just don't do it. You just don't do it. This is why you don't FOMO either. You don't FOMO. And I FOMO'd. And now I want to sell. And then I'm just going to miss the bounce back up. I will just miss the bounce back up. That's all that's going to happen. So I'm glad I'm on stream right now. And I tell you what, I'll make a promise right now to hodl through the day. Just get through one day. Just get through one day, regardless of what Bitcoin is doing. Bitcoin could catch itself here, come back up, kind of make a double bottom. I mean, this is hard to watch. This is hard to watch, especially with not that much money on the side, especially with Solana going down to $137, which is right in my buy zone. You know, I think a Solana could go down to $125 at this point. You know, AVAX $85. I mean, come on, my buy order was for 83, and I do still have money to buy these things. But the problem is that I'm holding something that is depreciating right now at a rapid rate, a very rapid rate, and just kind of waiting for a bounce. Just waiting for the bounce. And, I mean, look at this. It's going to end. This is a downtrend of resistance right here. I mean, as soon as this breaks, as soon as that breaks, we're coming back up. It's kind of like a descending channel. All right, or you could even make the case that it's a wedge. You know, and these tend to break up to the upside. That would be the only saving grace that I feel like I have. We're just dumping. That's all we're doing. We're just having a dump. Because Bitcoin's dumping. Bitcoin will continue to dump. So, Vog, FYY. Oh, hi. I don't know if you're still watching. Do I have anybody in here? Concurrent viewers? 0. Okay, well in that case, let's take a little vapey vape. I don't think anybody watches my videos, to be honest with you. And I could vape all day. I try not to vape on stream, but you know, it doesn't matter. I don't know, who gives a flying fuck. When you're watching your money go down. If you notice here, I got COTI to BTC. And right now it's still up on BTC. And that's what you want to be seeing. I mean, Cardano is up on BTC as well. I'm sorry, well, it's not up on BTC. It's negative 7% on BTC. You know, we're just going to watch this for a little bit. See what happens. See if anybody comes in. And see what else is going on. I went over the yield farming thing. The thing is that, you know, if I were to go to Coinbase and I want to take this Solana and I want to send it over to my Phantom wallet, I can't. It won't let me. So I want to deposit, copy the address, and I put it in here. And I have nothing to send. And Sol available, it says that when will it be available? Pending, available in 3 days, available in 4 days. So it looks like I have to wait like a whole 4 days before I can get money into my Phantom wallet, which is crazy because, I mean, I feel like I'm missing out on some of these opportunities. Still dropping. It could catch itself here. I mean, all the people trying to short right now. I mean, if you look at the RSI kind of made some room for it to drop a little bit more, but I don't think it's going to drop more than. Look at how fast this got bought up. This got bought up really, really quick. So. What's FOG mean? FYI. What the heck does FOG mean? Or VOG? Who knows? These are probably just bots coming in here. Just bots. So we are still watching, and it looks like we're kind of leveling out here. I hope so. It's still just a gnarly downtrend, really, if we're being honest with each other. Just this massive, massive downward channel. And this is more of a channel than it is a wedge, which is not good. Not good. But downward channels tend to break to the upside. And if that is the case, we could be breaking back up. This is what we're watching for. This is why we live stream. Is there anything else? No, just more of this. Let's see what some of these other alts are doing. Let's go on to the 8 hours. Rune, just in this giant wedge. We're really, it's getting close to the edge of this wedge. We could be seeing a breakout from Rune fairly soon. Maybe you see a little bit more pushback down, but this is ready to break out. So this is something that's interesting. I don't know when this came to Radium, but I feel like I missed this one. I don't know when it came to Radium, but this thing is up like 400% in the past like week. It's sick. Luna's struggling. Luna had a terrible day yesterday. Luna yesterday had this gnarly red candle. 12% candle down. Looks like it's coming down even more. Could be coming back down to test these lows. And from the top, make it drop. That's a WAP. It looks like you're going to be down 40% on Luna. So, just something to keep in mind if you are looking to scoop up some crypto here on these dips. You might want to scoop up some Luna. Our E-Gold just getting crushed. It's getting crushed on E-Gold. I kind of thought, I'm buying it way down here. Now it's way down here. Now it's at the very bottom. Again, you don't want to sell the very bottom. I must be the worst person in crypto. This is why I started this channel. Because I am literally terrible at crypto. And it's just so hard for me to buy and hold. It really is. We had a look at Serum and how terrible it looked. Aave. We're a big fan of Aave coming up here in DeFi February, if you will. I do think that Aave is going to have a breakout of this descending line here, this trend line. We'll see what happens. I'm staying on stream right now just so I don't sell my bags. Dot coming back down. Look at all this. This is what you want to see. You want to have cash on the side. You want to have the cash on the side. You don't want to be hodling through these dips. You want to be buying these dips. I got $400 on the side. So, more patience is needed. Even more patience is needed. Because even if I'm looking at Bitcoin on the daily, look, we come back down to fill wicks. And that's a very large wick. And we are filling it right now. And are we going to fill it today, tomorrow? It should be an interesting rest of the week. We could just see some red days and red days. And if that's the case, then you're going to see ADA and COTI correcting quite a bit, kind of erasing all these gains. And COTI can really correct too. I mean, look at this. You know, COTI can come back down here to 24 cents, and we're screwed. Screwed. So it looks like we're getting a little bit of a bounce from COTI right now. No. Just kind of maybe making more room for some downside. Unless Bitcoin is getting a bounce. It's getting a slight bounce. If we can go sideways here, you know, kind of come up, then the alts will run a little bit. The alts will run a little bit, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So this could be the bottom. I mean, it touched the golden pocket, if you remember the fibs. If you remember the fibs, it did come down to the golden pocket for at least COTI. Hit that golden pocket beautifully, and we could be coming back up. That's something to account for. But ADA, I don't even know. Well, swing high to swing low, that would be that right there. See, that's not even it. I mean, that could be it right there. From this low to that high, that could be your swing high to swing low. That low right there. In that case, it did touch the golden pocket and it could be coming back up. Maybe. So we're going to keep an eye on this. I mean, we have all day to kind of watch this and kind of hope and pray. It might not be that fun of a day, considering this probably might just oscillate around here. You know, so it could be a stressful day. You know, you never know what's going to happen. BTC could be trying to take a big dookie today, and coming back down to fill that wick. And if that's the case, I only got $400 to DCA into, and that is not something I want. I mean, I could have bought ADA down here. I bought ADA, so I could have bought ADA. Down here. See, these are the problems. We don't want to break this previous low. That's like a macro low. You know, these are short-term lows. This is like a macro low. This is your real low over here. You know, over here at $1.40. ADA is going to be bullish. It's going to be bullish. You got to keep telling yourself these things. COTI will be bullish. Keep telling yourself that. But as I stay on stream and the more I see it drop, the more I want to sell it. You know, Bitcoin is looking bearish. Oh, I'm frozen. Bearish. We're kind of hoping for another bounce here. Let's see. Let's see what happens. What's VOM red? What does that mean? What's VOM red? What does that mean? You guys must be bots. Any of you guys like the video? Doubtful. Here comes Bitcoin. Here comes ADA. Let's float myself on top here so you can see my frustration. RSI is low. More room to come down on the 1 hour. COTI has a ton of room to come down. Sarcastic is bottoming out though. Just looks so bearish. Looks so bearish. So bearish. Volatile moves. we're just hanging out. We're hanging out here at 38 cents. We're just kind of hanging out. ADA is kind of hanging out here at $1.48. Bought at $1.57. So, you know, if these things were bullish against Bitcoin, they would start to kind of go back up once they've corrected. You know, one of the things about these alts is that you want to be making more Bitcoin. So you buy these alts so that you can make more Bitcoin. And right now, ADA is making more Bitcoin versus the dollar. COTI is definitely making more Bitcoin versus the dollar. And that's not a bad thing to look at. That's not a bad thing to look at. Right now, COTI is slowing down. I mean, as Bitcoin drops, COTI is increasing. So, something else to keep in mind. I mean, like I said, all of these indicators are already so low. If I feel like getting out, I could, but that's when you don't want to sell. That's when you don't want to sell. So, we're just going to have a look at these. Keep an eye on these for a little bit. Let's see if they start to come back up. Keep an eye on Bitcoin. All right. I don't want to get off stream because I'm afraid I'm going to sell something. I don't want to get off stream because I'm afraid I'm going to sell something. Sol looking like a buy. $137. What a steal. What a steal. Sol looking like a buy. LRC's got to be getting a bounce pretty soon. Look at this chart. Here's another one. This has to be getting a bounce fairly soon. I mean, you can get LRC at 51 cents. I mean, Jesus. I mean, that's a steal for LRC. I know that. I know that. What a tough time. What a tough time. Looks like Bitcoin wants to move back down a little bit. We could be getting bad news from the stock market too, which makes me more inclined to dump this. Because COTI could be correcting another 10%. ADA could be correcting massive amounts. Massive amounts because they pumped. I mean, let's take a look at the Coinbase, at my Coinbase chart here. In the past hour, how much money have we lost? And you got to put things into perspective. $30. You know, you're gonna lose 100 if you sell. And again, not something you want to be doing. Don't mind this, but we're already up there at 2,400. Now we're down here at maybe 2,300. So we've lost $100. In the grand scheme of things, it might not be that much money. As long as you don't sell. As long as you don't sell. It looks like things want to move back up. It looks like we want to get a bounce. It's looking like a bounce. Looking like it wants to bounce. So, I'm proud of us. We haven't sold. And something to keep an eye on. I think that this channel could hold me accountable to this. Although it didn't hold me accountable enough to not FOMO into these coins. You know, I could have waited for the pullback, at least now, for ADA. And then I wouldn't have lost 8% of my $600. And I put in a lot. I put in a lot. I mean, 627 this morning. It was like 655. I mean, Cody. This is tough. This is tough stuff. Tough stuff to be dealing with on a Tuesday when going back to work. I work in like an hour. So, and what I really want is to be staking SLC. That's what I want. If I had more money, I would be staking SLC. I may, if I do get a bounce, may transfer that money over to some Solana. Because I really want Solana. That's my favorite coin. Anything I do is to make more Solana. So, I'm not the biggest ADA fan. I'm not even the biggest Coti fan. But I am a massive Solana fan. And ADA is it's just not stopping going down. At least, Coti looks like it's getting bounces. One thing is that when these things are bearish, they come back up and then they just make more room for a downside. That's one of the things that, that you have to take into account. Looking like a bounce on the 1 hour. Maybe. ADA moves super slow, too. Look at how many hours it's been bearish. As soon as I bought it, we went up. I thought, I'm going to the moon. And then, boom. I should have known better. I should have known a lot better. And I'm not really willing to lose 10% of my $600 if I do sell. I'm just not willing to do it. It'll bounce back. It will bounce back. These things always do. Could take a few days. I guess my fear is that I have so much invested in these two coins that I'm not going to have enough money to scoop up the deals that I want. Like on Solana, I want Solana at like $130. I want AVAX at $80. That's what I wanted. I could still buy $400 worth of Solana at $130. That wouldn't be so bad. Maybe I buy 2 Solana and a couple AVAX. Those are my go-to coins. Dot would be hard to buy. I just wish I wasn't all in on Coti. But Coti looked bullish AF. Bullish AF. Here, let me take a look at Coti on the daily. The reason why I bought Coti is because I think it's going to have such a huge December, is that the upside is like 70% up to the upside. Could it get back to all-time highs? I don't know. But even if I just made the $200 on it, 20% of my 900, even if it gets back up to there, 35%, it's not a bad trade. It's an extra, but it would just get me back to even. That's the thing, is that when you jump in and out of coins, you lose money. And that $400 extra, it's going to need to take me a long way when I finally do deploy it. And I guarantee I am not deploying that until Bitcoin hits 39.6. And that's a definite. That is a definite. Looks like Bitcoin still wants to come down. I don't mind hodling my ADA, I guess. Considering I'm down on it. Coti, I'm not really down on that much. Especially with the bounce. But see, now it's like I'm getting the bounce. Now I don't want to sell it. But Coti would be coming down if Bitcoin takes a dump. That was why I didn't want to get into stuff anyway, because I thought Bitcoin was going to take more of a dookie. But I was getting impatient with these alts running. With ADA running 50% when Bitcoin was dropping. Come on. Give me a break. This is why you don't FOMO, folks. This is why you don't FOMO. Here comes that bounce from the golden pocket for Coti. Here's the bounce. Here we go. Let's see if Coti can come up. Coti's supposed to be bullish AF versus Bitcoin. Bullish AF. I bet you this is a green candle to the upside, maybe making more room to the downside. I don't know. That's the one thing about this, is that nobody knows where this is going to go. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So here comes Bitcoin, right? But there goes Coti. That's why I got Coti. ADA. ADA is following Bitcoin. ADA is following Bitcoin. Coti, though, if Coti could not follow Bitcoin, that would be the come up of the century here. Because anytime you can get something that is gaining on Bitcoin as Bitcoin goes down, that's huge. That's huge. So it looks like Bitcoin's making a little bit of a bounce here too. I mean, again, these could just be, I mean, this could be a W reversal pattern if you do think about it like that. This could be coming down like this and then kind of making its way back up. Could be doing that. You don't know. But Coti back up 1% on the day. Could be doing that. A nice W reversal pattern. So maybe it's a good thing we did not sell yet. And we kind of form a little bit of a base here. A little bit of a base. We'll see. Anyway, I've been on stream for about an hour. Looks like things are starting to come back up. Just remember this. Just remember these numbers here. That tomorrow, we want to have more than $3,100. We want to start working our way back to 33. All right. This is the goal. I mean, and once I deploy that $400, I mean, that's gonna really need to generate my money back. You know, that's what's gonna need to happen. This crypto game it's a tough game. It's a tough game. It's a tough game to play. So, all right, I'm gonna call that a stream, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. If you haven't liked the content, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.